Hey guys, I think it's time I say something about this whole Bitcoin drop, this massive drop that we're having on BTC right now. There is a flood of information out there on the social media space. Many people are advising you with diverse ideologies. Some people telling you to buy, some people telling you to sell, some people telling you why you must buy, some people telling you why you must not try it, and some people trying to make you feel like Bitcoin is the end of BTC. I think I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is to tell you all the latest happenings that concerns crypto, and you be the judge of what you want to do in the market. And yes, the first one will shock you. You might be thinking the Epstein file.
If you knew who was really behind Bitcoin, you would run as fast as you fucking could to sell it. I know, 100%. If you knew who owned Bitcoin or who started Bitcoin, and you had Bitcoin, you couldn't sleep at night. I know, 100%. And when the real founder of Bitcoin comes out, it is my humble opinion, and there's nothing humble about me, Bitcoin will go to fucking zero in a microsecond.
Because it's one of the things that is flying lately, all right? But it's not the only thing actually. One of the major news that is affecting crypto right now is the Chinese crackdown on crypto infrastructure. Now, it is no news anymore that China have never, consented to a crypto. Now, a lot of you will even think that most of the infrastructures that we use in cryptocurrency, BTC and everything, should be present in China, but it's not true. In China, BTC is not accepted. The cryptocurrency in general is not accepted, and for two reasons. The Chinese government they see crypto as something that will undermine the supremacy of their sovereignty, meaning an external asset or an external currency that they cannot control might harm their economy. That's their own explanation for why they do not allow crypto to be traded. They said if there is a currency that the government cannot control, they cannot maintain the peace and order, because people can actually infiltrate the system through the external currency. For instance, people could pay bribe through crypto and it will not be traceable by the government, or it cannot actually be withheld by the government, and they want everything to be controllable for the betterment of everybody. China is also moving digital. They want to create a digital version of the Chinese yuan. And imagine a situation, it's happening in most countries right now, right, where you have people doing transactions with cryptocurrency that the government cannot really account for, all right, and people can use that to steal and all that. So the Chinese government, in short, is saying that they don't want to interact with crypto, they don't want it, and they feel like it's a criminal element. Now, apart from stopping their people from using it in China, they are even making the policies tighter. For example, they are placing bans on anything that is related to crypto. So advertisements, anything that relates to crypto, they will not allow you to advertise. The infrastructure, you cannot build infrastructures in their sense. For example, Bitcoin miners and all that, all those crazy tech things that is needed in cryptocurrency, China is placing a ban on them. Now, that is one major thing, and this thing is hitting the headlines recently, so you can imagine the kind of impact that it's going to get. A lot of people would think that since things like Binance, Bybit, all of them, the owners are from mainland China, right? But they don't actually have their servers in China. That's because China does not accept crypto. It doesn't want crypto to be traded and all that. Now, it doesn't mean that crypto is going to go away just because China doesn't want it, but you should know that China is also like a second place right now when it comes to world power, and those people are actually really getting so close to. I don't know how long that is going to take, but their effort have been shown so far. So for a country like that going against crypto, and at a time like this when there's just so many sentiments surrounding BTC, you guys know the Epstein file, right? If you don't know the Epstein, I think that is actually another big headline on its own that we have to explain, because unless you understand who Epstein is, you will not really get why he could be affecting crypto. But for long story short, he was a very real bad man. he did a lot of crazy things, and later died in prison, I think. And then his files have been causing a lot of ministers and people have been sacked just because of having alliance with Epstein. That's the kind of person he is, right? Now, there was a file in one of those files that was discovered that linked him to BTC, and it was at the inception of BTC. So he's now being proclaimed as like a potential owner. Satoshi Nakamoto, nobody knows who he is, right? So people are now saying that it might be Epstein, all right, because of how his relationship with BTC. But I don't think that is going to fly, because the person we're talking about does not have any background in tech himself. But the fact that he was there at the beginning and had some conversation that is relating to crypto is making it look like he was the one. And for somebody with such a record, a criminal and also a pedophile, so many crazy things that he is, it is confirming the idea that China, all right, not wanting to accept crypto because he claimed that it's run by criminals and it's a currency designed for criminal purposes, right? So if you combine all these things, you now start making sense of why the sentiment around BTC right now is making it to go down. Plus, it comes after a time where Bitcoin was just at the all-time high, and you know what happens when the market is at the all-time high? There is always a recession, all right? There is always a time where people are going to take a lot of profit. Remember, people don't really come into BTC as an asset. The Bitcoin is not like gold that is a store of value that people come to store their value. BTC is an investment kind of asset class for now, because it's not backed by any real world, like full real world applications, right? So people see it as like an investment. They want to come in, cash some profit. You invest to take profit, right? So when Bitcoin is at an all-time high, expect that there is going to be a lot of profit taken, and that is one of the origin of BTC crash that we're having right now. So because people were taking a lot of profit, it has to crash. Again, the big institutions and the headlines, when they start selling, if you notice how BTC started dropping, you see big names in the industry that are holding a lot of quantities of BTC, they were selling and exiting the market, right? And like that, once people like that are selling, the sentiment is going to shift. It means there's a reset. Those people are planning to buy again, so everybody starts rushing. So there are always like three phases of Bitcoin going down. First, there is the trigger, which can be anything: a tweet from a big person, an influential person, or like we said, profit taking and all that, or a big headline. But if you have any other questions as to what you would like to know about the Bitcoin and where the market could be going next, like I said, I am not trying to advise you on what to do. My goal here is to tell you the things that are happening, and then you can now decide, if this is happening, what should I do? Personally, I feel like it's a time where you should be very attentive to the news, and I don't think BTC is going anywhere, but I think the shake-up might still continue for a little bit and then maybe recover. So, peace.